All right, team, Eric Wood-Solomon here, physiotherapist at Rebuild Fitness and Physiotherapy, and let's go over our spine hygiene. The way we position and move our body through the day will determine whether or not we feel good at the end of the day or we feel pain. The body is constantly trying to heal itself, so if we can position and move in ways that don't pick the scab, we allow optimal and maximal healing time. First movement we're going to talk about here is called the hip hinge. What this involves is moving our body through the hips, but not the spine. Okay, oftentimes back pain sufferers will move through the spine instead of the hips. Like when you look at this, if I just bend forward, my hips don't move really at all. All this motion is coming from my spine. Versus taking a wide stance, feet are outside, shoulder width. Set up my posture here, shoulders are back, chest tall, head tall, little sniff of air. Add some stiffness in the abdominal muscles. I'm now going to initiate the movement from my hips. So my butt goes back first. Hips go back, and I'm gonna get just into a short stop kind of position here. I can get my hands on my knees to just make sure I'm organized here. Anti-shrug, which adds stiffness through the pecs, through the lats, and supports that neutral spine position. I can now let the knees bend forward to grab the object, stand up with it nice and close to my body. Okay, again, we don't want to bend through the back. I want to hinge through my hips, okay? Number two would be using a lunge, and we would use a lunge to get down to the floor for, say, like a lighter object. As I'm lunging, I'm keeping my chest and my torso vertical, head tall. Don't look down to the floor. Once my head and shoulders go to the floor, I'm now bending my spine, which increases the strain in my low back. I'm gonna take a long step. Now, as I did that, my hip, my shoulder, my ear stayed in line, okay? Don't round it, okay? So chest tall, head tall. So from here now, I can lean my forearm onto my knee, which again, directs the load from my torso down into the ground. I can now complete the task, whether it's wiping something up, dog food, kitty litter, that type of thing. Now to stand back up, I'm gonna push both hands off the knee. Again, look into the position of my torso, back up nice and tall, okay? That is a spine sparing movement pattern. Third movement is gonna be a golfer's lift, okay? So this would be for picking up a light object from the floor. You kick the leg back, reach down, and then come back up into standing. By kicking the leg back, this creates a cantilever, which reduces the strain on my low back, versus, this is loading me up. When I put my leg back, I reduce the pressure here on my spine, okay? You can hold on to the kitchen counter or something solid, a chair, when you're doing this, and play around with it. How does it feel with my right leg back? Oh, that doesn't feel great. Let's switch. How does it feel with my left leg back? Oh, hey, that's better. Well, then that's the one you want to use. Part number 4 is going to be a stop twist. So this is focused on not twisting the spine, all right? So this would commonly be happening in the kitchen. I find most often is people would be, maybe prepping a meal, and then they'll keep their feet planted and twist and move over here to get something, or twist over here in the counter. That twisting can cause irritation in the low back. So what I would encourage you to do is just simply take some extra steps. Okay, this is almost like sort of like a drop step that you would see in basketball or tennis. The idea is that my shoulders, hips, knees, and feet are all pointing in the same direction. So simply by taking some extra steps, your body will naturally align itself to face whatever you're doing. And again, the purpose there is to eliminate that twisting strain on the lumbar spine. Okay, last one. Whenever you're pushing or pulling, you want to direct the load through the spine, through your belly button. So if I'm vacuuming my house, as an example, and I'm being sloppy, my hips are I'm gonna get a twisting torque from my spine as I'm vacuuming, under the couch or whatever it is, versus nice upright torso, both hands on the vacuum, and kind of dancing with the vacuum is the way you want to do it. Again, as I'm pushing here now, that force is directed through my spine, which eliminates that twisting torque, right? So going out here, this is painful. I'm bending forward, which loads up my spine, plus I create this twisting torque. And oftentimes what people will do is they vacuum the basement, the main floor, the upstairs. You gotta break this stuff up into smaller chunks so you don't exceed the tissue capacity. Remember, available capacity is here. I wanna keep the activity level sub-threshold so I don't go into pain. And what we're trying to do here is teach you how to position and move your body in a way that eliminates the pain. Okay, so dancing with the vacuum cleaner, hinging through the hip, lunging to the floor, golfer's lift for light objects, and then the stop twist to protect the spine. Let's give it a go.